Hello everybody and welcome to The Day I Became a God episode 3 anime review. First thing I'm going to do, apologise, this is so late. I got a bit sick and then my internet had a poop and that's why this is so late. A real comedy of errors, but that's not what we're here to discuss. We are here to talk about this week's episode, and honestly, I don't know what to think. Most of the episode seemed like it was just, shenanigans, and then there was the stuff with the silver-haired kid. What was that about? There's definitely something sinister going on with him, maybe. He's been brought in as something. I don't know if I necessarily think he's a bad guy, but I certainly don't think he's a straight-up good guy. It's a bit different from the restaurant hijinks that the rest of the crew were doing, so that is for sure. Anyway, though, let's jump into the episode properly, see exactly how everything went down, and do this thing. We pick up where we left off at the end of last week's episode. If you remember, Sora was all beaten up, which is bad. So Yota's there, trying to figure out what's going on. Everyone's there. She tripped and fell when she was running from the debt collector. Sora, you in some shady stuff? Not exactly, right? So the senpai, who owns a restaurant, and the senpai was in trouble with the debt collector, and Sora is a good friend and went to go help. And she got beat up because of, not beat up, but she got injured because of it, basically. Can't stress this enough. If you're about, she's what, like 13? Gotta be? Don't pick a fight with a debt collector if you're 13, 15, however old she is. Not the smartest idea. I think we'll all agree. Hina wants to help because it's Hina. She loves getting in trouble, and more importantly, she loves getting Yuto into trouble. Of course, they banter, argue a bit as they do. They're very, I'm not too fond of Hina. I think I've said that in previous episodes. Like, at the moment, I want there to be a reason she's so Hina about it. And I think we might get it. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here. I think we're going to get a reason at some point. But for right now, I'm just a bit like, she's a bit annoying. That's just my view. You can have your own, I don't particularly mind. Parents also eventually, they want help, so they get some info. So the senpai is running the restaurant because I think it was like her mum or dad or whoever it was. They got a bad back or something and they can't run the restaurant anymore. So she's doing it by herself and their business is doing terrible. Also, they have to pay back a debt collector who a lot of interest, Don't borrow money is the moral of this story, I suppose. Hina says, well, I've got a simple solution to this. We'll just get the restaurant trending. And it's just like, oh yes, Hina, that's obvious. No, it's not obvious. How do you expect us to do that? We're just a random restaurant in the middle of nowhere. She gets Yuto to help because she doesn't want to get changed out of her outfit, basically. She's like, if I take this off, I'll die or I'm going in the bath, which I thought was a very good line, I'm going to be honest. As much as I don't find her too funny, that was a funny line. It was like, I'm either getting washed or I'm about to die. One of the two. It was quite funny. She might not have said that exactly. As I said, it's been a few days because of my internet, but it was similar and it was a good line. That is the important thing. He eventually, though, gets peer pressured into helping, does old Yuto. So, we knew he was going to help. We knew he was going to help from the beginning. There's no way that boy would not be helping the cute senpai. We'll get to the cute senpai. We'll get to her. Yuto heads to the restaurant in a fabulous disguise. He's wearing a suit and he's wearing some glasses. And that is enough to disguise you from anyone unless you wear glasses normally like me, in which case you have to actually remove the glasses. The suit is mandatory though. Just keep that in mind. Hina told him what to do, as she often does. He orders like she told him to, looks around, he looks in the toilet at one point just to see what the hell's going on. Gives her his card. His plan is to get her trust, the senpai, whose name I didn't write down, but she's the new best girl. It was Sora last week, the senpai is best girl this week. I'm sure people will disagree with me, but I think she's cool, so thumbs up. Getting her trust, basically. He asks some ramen questions. He's pretending to be Sora's uncle as well. I forget when that comes up. That is also a thing he's doing. He gets her trust is the important thing to note here. First order of business with refurbishing this place is change the name. Fallen Angel is the new name because Impact 2 I don't get it either. Fallen Angel was cool with me, but I forget what the name was originally, but it was fine. You know, it was a fine name. I can't remember what it was, though, so maybe it wasn't fine, because I remembered Fallen Angel even without looking at my notes. I did look at them, but I remembered it regardless. Next plan, abandon your speciality. Make things with the minimum ingredients. And honestly, everything he's saying sounds like terrible advice. Should probably say, yes, of course, all this information or advice he's giving her, he got to say, Hina told him to say all this because she's a god, perhaps. Who knows? Make things delicious with minimum ingredients. It actually works, though. It's actually delicious food, and everything seems to actually be going good. Impact is important. Was it Eagle has landed or something? No, I can't remember what it is, but they say something when you're doing the thing, and that's going to impact, and that's going to be good. I'll be honest, I would not be good at running a restaurant. I wouldn't be good at running anything, because I lack the impact, I guess. Sora also shows up to help, and there's this cool like personality change thing where he starts acting like a siscon, and the senpai's like, what the heck, you know? He was all harsh and shouty. He shouts a lot, by the way, in his disguised form, as you would expect. Also, cold noodles as well is another thing he does, and other stuff. I think the sign also gets sorted out as well, so that is interesting, and that is definitely, I mean, everything, as I said, everything he said I would think would be bad advice, but it all worked out, so can I really complain, or can I really like act like I know what I'm on about? Absolutely not. Later, with exhausted Yuto, then he's exhausted as you would expect from his long day of acting like a dick. Hina, of course, is being Hina about everything, and is now saying that a TV crew is going to show up, and it's going to be wild, basically. Enough of that, though, because they go back to playing more Dragon Quest. Honestly, I'm starting to think it's going to come into play, you know, Dragon Quest. Not actual Dragon Quest, but maybe like she'll hide something in the save file, like a message or something. I might be completely overthinking this, but this is the second or third time Dragon Quest has been on screen. It might not even be Dragon Quest, but it looks like Dragon Quest, so I'm choosing to call it Dragon Quest. I'm sure you agree with me. But yeah, I'm starting to think there's going to be something hidden in there, like a message. Maybe the character names will be a message or something, or a password. I don't know, but that would be kind of interesting. I mean, I've called it now, so maybe now don't do that. But you know what I'm saying. She says she's coming to help, does Ohina, and motivation, and Bath is motivation, but nothing else. And then he does a documentary type thing, and it's pretty wild and weird. A lot of weird. This show's weird. This show has not gone where I expected it to go. That's for sure. What else happened in the documentary? There's this whole mythological backstory, which is definitely not true. It's all fabricated, but it was interesting. It was like a mockumentary, kind of. No, it was just lying. It wasn't even that. It was just a lie. It was like the cake, just a big old lie. Then we see this kid watching the documentary on the screen, and he's cuffed in the back of a car, but it doesn't seem to be a police car. Why is he cuffed? What the hell's going on? Well, they get in some food. Takoyaki happens as well. It's very weird. This whole it's like a complete 180 now, where like I'm really interested in what the hell's going on with this guy. Helps some woman find her daughter by using super hacking hands. I don't know what's up with that. He like puts some gloves on and then he's like hacks into everything with like a holographic. It was really cool. I'm going to be honest. It'd be really helpful for real life. Not the hacking bit, just the hologram thing. You could like just pull up YouTube or whatever when you're at work. It's like, I'm going to watch YouTube on my hologram. It's like, what, you're going to turn off my hologram, boss? Nah, it's a hologram. I've lost track of what I was saying after that. He helps the woman find her daughter, hacked into all the cameras to find her very quickly. And then there was a drone that was a problem. He was going to like just take down the drone, and like his handler was like, don't take down the drone. And he was like, but I want to. And then they go on their way. And I was like, okay, weird silver-haired guy. Didn't catch his name at any point in this episode. Just going to make that very clear right now. But yeah, what on earth is going on? It's like a smaller part of the episode, the hacking guy. But I think it's the most interesting part of the episode. Yes, it's fun for them over there to play restaurant house man. Don't know what I'm saying, but this was way more interesting, in my honest opinion. Now we go over to the ramen restaurant. It is absolutely bustling now. It's got places, people's everywhere. And then later on that night, the loan shark shows up, and the senpai stands up for herself. She's like, that's an exorbitant amount of money. And he's like, you signed the paper. And to be fair, yeah, they did sign the paper. Like, I'm not going to 100% blame the loan sharks here, because I mean, you signed it. Like, it's written on the paper, the interest. Like, don't sign the paper if you don't want to pay the interest. Like, I'm not saying you should charge that much interest, but I'm saying is read before you sign things. Imagine if it was like in like terms and conditions, right? If they were just like, we own your soul, and you sign that, because nobody reads the terms and conditions. Google could own your soul, and you're not even aware of it right now. That's a scary thought. But no, the loan shark, Hina steals the contract, I guess, which that's theft. I mean, Hina's the criminal here, and then tells Yuto to dobs Yuto in, basically, makes him seem like the mastermind, and then sends him into battle, basically. Hina has drawn footprints on the floor and numbered them, though, and is basically telling him, left foot 1, right foot 3, whatever, and then like guiding him around as he does. It's pretty good, and using that, he actually nails a big old hit and scares the loan shark off. I would very much doubt punching the loan shark would make him be like, oh man, well, we'll back off now. We're not gonna. No, they're gonna come get you with even more. Like, Hina has not solved anything there. She has caused many more problems, in my opinion. But yeah, his true identity is revealed as the brother and not the uncle. And then the senpai's like, yeah, I kind of figured that. Can we get Senpai to get with Yuto, please? Screw Izanami. Senpai's best girl. I don't know her name. I'll remember. I'll learn. I'll learn even. Not even remembering, just learning. And yeah, she already figured out he was acting because she was in... did I mention she was in the film club? She was in the film club as well, prior to Sora. Or she's just a senpai in the film club. I forget exactly which, but that's an important thing. Hina told him what to do, and then he says that it's like, nah, it's just a coincidence, her power. And she's like, I just helped you win a fight in front of pretty ladies, like, come on, I helped you out. You're gonna call that a coincidence? She's really helping him out, like, a lot. She's been ultimate wingman, and he's just not helping right now. Like, Yuto, you need to appreciate Hina more. Like, I don't particularly like her very much, but she is helping you out, boy. That is for sure. And that ends the Yuto section, but there was more, wasn't there? Back to silver-haired hacking sleuth? He's not a sleuth, he's just a legend. It's a short section, but it's, again, very interesting. So the silver-haired guy is brought somewhere to like a business or something, and he's basically given a job. What this job ends up being is, when we see him next, he's at his house, got his computer up with his hacking machine, hacking goggles, whatever, and he's finding out, he gets the info up on this smart guy. He's like a graduate of something. I forget exactly what he is, what his profession is and all that. But the important thing is he's hiding something, and they're out trying to figure out what it is. And my guess is whatever this dude is hiding has something to do with Hina, and that's how it's going to sort of, how the main crew are going to get involved with this guy. I don't think he's going to be straight up villain, as I said. I'm sensing an anti-hero vibe from him. The corporation he's working for, they might be the actual villains, but I definitely think something's going on. And will that happen next week? Will he get involved next week, or will they hold it off a few episodes? Personally, I think they're going to hold it off for a few episodes. I don't think he's going to meet up with the crew anytime soon. Usually, the first half, as I said before, these Jun Maeda shows, the first half, like Angel Beats and Charlotte, the first half are usually sort of a little bit more shenanigansy. They're just like episode of the week, like, hey, we're going to solve this problem today. And then like it'll build to the big climax in the second half. And that's probably what's going to happen here as well. Could be wrong though. I'm enjoying this show. It is, I don't want to say it's not as good as I wanted it to be, because I am enjoying it. But at the same time, those other shows I mentioned get good in the second half. Like, get proper gripping. So I think I do think that's going to happen here. It's very back heavy, these Jun Maeda shows, in my opinion. At least with the overall plot. But anyway, I think we'll check out right now. Check out what was my favourite part of this week's episode. Check it out, as I said. So my favourite part is the fight, basically, because not just because, oh, it's an action scene, no, it's because of how the fight played out, with Yuto being very inept at fighting, but still landing that big old hit, just because Hina and her, I was going to say perseverance there, that's not the right word, omniscience, is OP, basically. Wouldn't have expected her to use it like that. Like, here's how you win a fight. Makes me even think even more that she got that curveball or whatever wrong at the baseball game wrong on purpose, because Because, I mean, come on, this was way more complicated. And she got that 100% right. So, yeah, it was interesting. I hope they use the omniscience for more creative ways. It's not just going to be like, oh, she knows this, you know. The fight thing was, I mean, she knew it, but they incorporated it in a cool way. Because Yuto had to actually like move to the not to the rhythm, but you know what I'm saying. It was a good way of doing it. I thought it was quite creative in my humble opinion. I can't words today. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. Again, sorry it's late. I will do my best for them not to be late, but when my internet craps out, that's a problem. I've had like no internet for like 2 days. It's been awful. It's been awful. How do people cope? It's terrible. Anyway, I will see you not even next week at this point. Sunday? I usually aim for Sunday, don't I? Yeah, Sunday for another episode of this. Take care, and bye, guys.